hemophilia is a function of, or a malfunction of your body's ability to produce factor IX, in hemophilia B, that is. And so for these patients, they've had to go through a series of treatments to try and keep themselves from bleeding out or having, life-threatening bleeds. And they relied heavily on plasma-derived therapies. And CSL is a company that's been in the plasma business for over 100 years. And we had many plasma therapies that helped these patients, one called Mono9, which we no longer produce. And then eventually the marketplace evolved as technology and science did, to where we had recombinant factor products. And a lot of these products, the early ones, were short-acting products, and patients were forced to infuse product 3 times a week, which over the course of 52 weeks is 156 injections, which is quite a lot to do on an annual basis for a patient. And this is diagnosed very early in age, so it's a predominantly male-dominated condition, and it's often diagnosed at the time of birth. And then these patients are having to be infused, as I stated, maybe as upwards as many as 156 times a year over the course of their entire lifespan. And fortunately, because of factor, these patients are able to live a long and normal life. Now, we are fortunate that we brought another product to the marketplace called Adelvion, which is essentially a whole new way of providing factor to patients. And it does so in a way that extends the dosing period for many of these patients, but they still are relying on a dose of factor to boost their factor IX levels. And then eventually that level of factor IX trails down and gets to a point where they need to dose again, or otherwise they risk bleeding. The unique and really stellar thing about Hemgenix is Hemgenix actually gets your body to produce its own factor IX. So a person who has factor IX or Hem B, is not producing their own factor IX. Hemgenix, goes and lives in the liver where your body produces factor IX, and now primes the pump to where you start producing factor IX. And the normal levels are around 40-ish%. And we've seen patients in the clinical trials get to 40-ish%, very soon after the first dose. And while some would say, well, there's some products that can get you that way if you dose a lot of factor, the factor recombinant products drop off, as I stated earlier. So the gene therapy is now at 2 years, we see those patients that were at 39%, at a year, are now at 37% in their factor levels 2 years out. So it's just incredible to know that now patients are able to get infused with this product and not have to dose factor like they had previously been dosed.